Obamacare. Let's bring in Republican Congressman Tom Cole. Welcome, Congressman.
Hey, great to be with you.
So you see there the challenges that lay ahead for this. Not to mention that we had guests last hour saying they don't see how this gets done. Full stop. Is there a plan? Is there a way to repeal, replace, improve, whatever, Obamacare?
Yes, there are. And I think you begin with the, frankly, sad reality that Obamacare is a failing system. Look, in my home state, we're down to a single provider now if you're on any Obamacare exchange. And if you're not getting a subsidy, you're going to have a 69% rate increase. So for us, at least, doing nothing's not an option. In the short term, you want to protect the people that are already on Obamacare. And the President, the Speaker have been absolutely clear that nobody's policy is being canceled this year. Frankly, my guess would be probably next year, too, because the new policies have to be in place by April for next year, and we're not going to have the legislation done that quickly. So
by this April for next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the plan, though? I mean, well, in all seriousness, is there a sense of, you know, are we talking about one bill for repeal, one to replace? Is this going to be more piecemeal? Is it going to keep the exchanges at tax credits?
It's going to be more piecemeal. I think it's likely to be a refundable tax credit, so people at all ends of the economic spectrum can use it. There's going to be a much bigger reliance on health savings accounts. You're going to, over time, be able to have association health plans where small companies can pool and buy coverage at a cheaper rate. The selling of insurance across state lines, medical liability reform, all those things have to be put into place. And you also have to, frankly, wrestle with the knotty question of how do you pay for the people that really are in dire circumstances. About 6 or 7% of the population use about 70 to 80% of the health because they're the ones that are really ill. And so what Speaker's talked about is high-risk pools at the state level, backed obviously by the federal government. And the other big issue will be what do you do between Medicaid expansion states, or about one of those that have used Medicaid to insure people, and the 19 that frankly have chosen not to do that. So that's got to be worked out. So I see a process, not an event. There's not going to be one 2,000-page bill, but step by step it's got to be replaced because it's simply failing right now.
Well, Congressman, all those things you laid out are all the complexities that kind of got us to the approach that is now encapsulated in the ACA, meaning healthcare is not a good like most others, right, where when the cost goes up, people just decide to consume less of it. So you have to have all these workarounds and subsidies and credits and things like that. How can you necessarily take them one by one when you're really not requiring, for example, those healthier people to buy in? I mean, any one of these elements seems to have the whole thing really kind of erode.
Well, I think it's complex. And again, you start with the reconciliation package and you start with the basic decision, how much of the Obama taxes do you keep to finance what you're going to replace it? But again, what we're doing isn't working. And I can look at my health care. I go through an Obamacare exchange. Every member of Congress does. I'm buying a lot of stuff that I frankly don't need. I mean, I'm 67 years old and I'm buying maternity insurance. Frankly, I have to buy mental health insurance. Now, maybe if you're in Congress, you need mental health insurance, but I've never done it in the past before. Yeah, so, maybe more on TV these days. But so, let people tailor it. For a person in their 20s, what makes sense for them, probably catastrophic health insurance and a health care savings account with a refundable tax credit if they're in good health. And we think there's a lot of things you can do to lower the cost.
Thank you. I think notably you said there it is a process, not a bill. We'll all be watching with bated breath. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Congressman Tom Cole.